The summer and fall, they are prime wedding seasons, and for a lot of families, the celebration could mean traveling with children or the pets. For more couples, they are looking for ways to keep weddings affordable and simple, including child-free receptions. To walk us through how to cut costs, we have travel expert Yvonne Wonder with us this morning. Yvonne, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, not a problem. So this is a trend right now. Is this something that you expect to continue moving forward?
I think so. Brides and grooms are spending a fair bit of money on their weddings and they want it to be, family reunion and, engaging all of the attendees. And when children are there, it tends to be a little bit more difficult for those parents because the children are bored, they want activities. And so it's just nice for the brides and grooms to provide that for the attending guests.
So I do want to get to kind of the children in a second, but I do have a curiosity. When people are having that list of looking at how to cut certain expenses, where should they start? What are some of those easy things to kind of get rid of before you start having to make some of the more difficult decisions?
I think you can cut back on some of the flowers. You don't have to necessarily make, a huge cake. You can cut out maybe some of the gifts that you provide to extended family. Photography now, they have QR codes that people can scan, and it's a collective album that you can get all the pictures there, and everybody's contributing.
That's a good point. Let's go back to the whole child situation. We know some people may not want children. They are asking for children to stay away from a wedding. But for those parents who may have to travel out of town to go to a wedding and bring their kids along, and they feel like, all right, maybe I don't feel as comfortable leaving my child with someone I don't know really well. What are some options available to those parents in those kind of circumstances?
Well, there are childcare services like mine where we provide fully vetted babysitters to traveling families. The guests can list our website on their, wedding page, and either the wedding can pay for like a pop-up childcare room, or we can be a resource to out-of-town guests that would need that service.
Do you think that some people will end up gravitating toward having that traditional wedding and not looking at what to cut from their expenses? What is your viewpoint on this, knowing that you've been an expert in this kind of industry?
I think that there's two ways to go. There's a lot of couples that want pets at their wedding, so we'll do the pet sitting, and then the pets have to leave the premises. And then we can either do like a child care table, a crafts table at the reception, which keeps the children entertained, and adults can have adult time, or you can do a pop-up kids club. And then the adults can have a reception with, out the disturbance of crying children or we're bored. And so it's really up to the bride and groom how they want to proceed. It's their day, and they need to make it special however that suits them.
And then lastly, for those parents who are going to have to kind of weigh these different decisions and options depending on the wedding that they're going to, what last minute advice and last pieces of advice would you give them as they're starting their planning to try to celebrate, but also think of their kids or even their pets in the situation?
Well, there's no governmental oversight for temporary babysitting, so you need to ask the agency how the specific sitters or sitters that are attending have been screened by the company. Because as a parent, that's going to be your major concern. We pre-screen and vet all of our sitters, so that's not a problem with my service. But if you're asking for, temporary babysitting, hotel babysitting, wedding childcare, you need to find out, if the company has liability insurance. Licensed and bonded is a city business license. It's not a childcare license. A bond is not liability insurance. And then how the specific sitters are screened, because we pre-screen all of our staff.
And before we go, quickly, how can people find your service? Where do people go?
Our website's destinationsitters.com. Otherwise, they can call 888-748-SIT. 748-5439 or 888-SIT-KIDS with a Z.
Awesome stuff. Yvonne Wonder, thank you for the work you do. Thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. More news is coming up after this.